Hey everyone, Michele Bellisari with the Women to Women in Real Estate Group with REMAX Services. I wanted to jump on today because I posted something about client reviews in my private group. And so I thought, let's talk a little bit about how to get them and why. I'm actually very assertive about client reviews, and here's why. I think if you've done a good job and your client is happy, there's no reason why they won't give you a 5-star review. So with that being said, I plant the seeds as I'm going along in a transaction, and I'm also thoughtful about who I want to ask for those reviews. You know, not every client may be somebody you want to ask for a review of. You might just get a gut instinct that maybe they are not the type that would give you 5 stars, even though you're 5-star worthy. But I think you kind of know. What I like about it, and I've got almost 60 Zillow reviews, is that, let's face it, the customers and consumers go to Zillow all the time to check out real estate, and they're looking at your reviews. So I think that's number one. You want Zillow reviews for sure. You definitely want to be able to take advantage of other platforms, like asking your clients to do a review on Facebook and to do a review on Google My Business. And if you don't have a Google My Business set up over the weekend, if you're not too slammed from the holiday, maybe you take the time to set up Google My Business. It's a great place for you to get reviews. And you know what? You can ask other agents that you've worked with to review you as well. So your referral partners, you can certainly ask them to review you. What I like too is that when you start gathering reviews, you can advertise those in emails, on your social media, when you're trying to get a listing. If you're working with a buyer who might be interviewing other agents, I think that's super, super important that you have those reviews. I usually screenshot mine and pop them on Canva, make them look pretty, and then I'll share them around. And I do think it's important that you do that, by the way. I think it's super, super important that you talk about your successes on social media. And you don't have to do it like all the time, but I think it's super important that the public see that you are, a well thought of real estate agent. And who's going to do that for you? Only you. Years ago, I worked for a Fortune 500 company called Warner Lambert. They are the makers of Listerine, Lubriderm, Schick, Benadryl, Tux, Anusol, Sudafed, Actifed, Neosporin, EPT. And I'll never forget one of my managers saying, at the time, nobody's going to shout from the rooftops, your success is more than you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can do that in a classy, gracious way, by the way. Tell a story about your 5-star review. I always try and tell a story with my reviews. I think it's a great way, if you're niching like I do with probate and with seniors that downsize, that when you're working with sellers in particular that are in that situation and you can get a review from them, that just builds up your authority as an expert in your niche, right? I know there's always a push on getting video reviews. Well, guess what? Most of my clients don't live here. A lot of my clients live out of state. And again, because of the niches that I work in with probate and seniors, many times my clients do live out of state and it's a sensitive situation. And I'm very happy if they will just do a 5-star review for me on Zillow or one of the other platforms. And what I do like is that you can share those, you can copy and paste those to some of your other platforms as well. Now, I know realtors that use Yelp. I am not one of them. I don't like Yelp personally, and I had a problem with them about 2 years ago, removing a fake review, and I disabled my account on there. So that's not my jam, but I know a lot of realtors that have success with Yelp. There's also some different platforms that you can get involved with. I think Rate My Agent is one of them, and through your association. So take advantage of what's out there. So one of the questions that was posed after I did this post was, well, how do you get reviews? I ask all the time. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I start planting the seeds, especially as we get closer to closing, about, hey, I hope when we're done with this, you'd be willing to give me a 5-star review. And almost always my buyers or sellers will do that, and it's really nice to do that. Sometimes they forget. It happens. Sometimes the Zillow request goes into junk mail, so I usually do a secondary email with just the link in it too, because it does get lost. So I'm looking at some of my notes here. And of course, you can definitely do it after you've closed the property. Now, how do you do that? You can do it by text. You can give them a call. You can send an email. There's a lot of ways you can do it. Oh, through social media too. Like you could do a DM or a private message on Instagram or Facebook. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can get client reviews, and I highly recommend it because honestly, there's nothing better than being able to go to a listing presentation and say, hey, I have over, like, probably at this point, I have over 100 reviews over across my platforms. And you know what? Clients like that. Think about how you search for products on Amazon. You're looking at the highest review, right? Star wise, usually a 4 or above. And you're looking at customer comments, right? And how many customer reviews the product had. So look at your listing presentations in particular as like how you purchase something on Amazon, because that's how the consumer mindset is. They want to feel like if they're hiring you, other people that have used you really love your services. They appreciate your professionalism and all of the things that you do for them. So I think that's super important. You can certainly ask in person too, which again, I do that all the time, except right now we're not really having in-person closings. Like people are going to closings, but I'm not attending closings. There's no reason for me to be there. So I just remind, and probably next week, anybody who hasn't done a review for me that I did a request from, I'll probably toggle them a little bit and see what happens. And if I don't get one after, like usually I'll ask like the initial time and then maybe 2 more times. And if nothing, I just kind of let it go. And that's okay. Not everybody wants to do that. And I have on occasion, and usually this is with an older client, been asked, well, what do you want me to say? And can you write it up for me? And I'm like, yeah, I can write something up for you based on our transaction. I'll write it up. I'll send it over to them for approval. Usually they'll ask me to tweak or change something, and there you go. And then they can pop it in the link and copy and paste, or it's just something I can use on another platform that doesn't require that. So I had that happen to me. I know exactly when it happened to me. It was like back in 2016, and it was a high-end $1 million listing, and it went really well. And it was a senior that was downsizing. It's just like, could you just write it up for me? I was like, yeah, that's fine. But she approved it, and I have an email, authorizing me to, allowing me to post it and things like that. So I think you have some great opportunities right now to get those client reviews and turn them into a video on one of your platforms, maybe one of the apps, like you could do it on InShot. On my YouTube channel, I have one video that I did that has a bunch of different testimonials on it that I use every once in a while. So anyways, I hope this is helpful to you. And if you like this video, please feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel that this is going to be on, and watch some of my other videos. I think you guys will get a lot of good information in regard to finding a real estate niche, and also Instagram tips and social media tips that I use in my business as a midlife mom, #over55. There you go. And I thank anyone who has joined my Women to Women in Real Estate group. So ask your friends to join. And I hope you guys have a great day. And if you like what I have to say in this video, feel free to comment below if you have any other tips on getting client reviews and using them to market yourself. Have a great day. See you soon.